believe that you can heal yourself? Too often, we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing universe. And I'm coming live today from Sedona, Arizona. I'm on vacation, as you could tell. This is not my regular office. This is my office this week. But, it's been fun being here because for those of you that don't know it, it's also my birthday week. And as a gift to myself, I always like to go someplace where it's quiet, where I could be reflective and kind of be able to sit with my higher self and just plan out what I'd like to create for my next traverse around the sun, so to say. So I joke about this quite a bit. I don't celebrate actual birthdays. I celebrate the 29th anniversary, or let me back up. I'm all excited now. I celebrate anniversaries of my 29th birthday, and we are on the 36th anniversary of my 29th birthday. So figure out the math and you can figure out where I am in, as far as how old I really am. And, with that in mind, I've got some questions for you. What if the voice you've been waiting to hear has been speaking all along? Or what if confusion isn't lack of clarity, but overridden clarity? And who taught you to distrust your own knowing? What I'd like to talk about today is sovereignty is not rebellion, it's remembrance. And self-trust is not arrogance, it's alignment. Your inner authority has been online and it never went offline. It was simply muted by conditioning, trauma, expectation, roles, external noise, and just living your life. But, as you strengthen self-trust, you're going to find your decisions are going to become cleaner, your boundaries are going to become natural, and your nervous system experiences safety from within. So before we take a dive into sovereignty and self-trust, your inner authority is online, I just invite you to place your hand on your chest and just ask silently, what do I already know? And just notice the first sensation before the mind answers. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino. I'm a nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and I've been studying spirituality and the bridge between the physical and the spiritual my entire life. So I gave you a clue as to how old I've been. That's how long I've been doing this work. And I feel that the timing is so appropriate right now for our events that are occurring en masse globally, where it's really about people waking up and deciding for themselves what they really want. So let's take a deep dive into what is sovereignty? Really, what is it? So when I'm going to ask you these couple of questions, when did you first start looking outside yourself for permission? Many of us do that. And do you remember that particular time that it started? And what feels different between external validation and inner knowing? The inner knowing part might have been muffled a little bit because we're always looking for the outside, for permission to be validated, to justify our existence, for our self-worth. And what does inner authority feel like in your body? So sovereignty is embodied authorship of your life. It is living from your original frequency, not inherited programming. In our lives, we have been, we're born, and I always used to joke about this. It's like you're born and you're like, you feel like you lost your manual on how to live on Earth, and you're relying on your environment, the people, the culture, and everything else to um, tell you how to fit in a place where you probably have no clue as how to do that. Um, we are given a dose of amnesia when we're born. So this allows us to forget and to allow ourselves to explore and come back to ourselves. Sovereignty also does not require isolation, dominance, or control. Sovereignty is self-referencing and not self-protecting. It is not ego, it's energetic coherence. So let's talk about the ego and energetic coherence, because I think that's important. Our ego is more of what our mind trying to control things, where energetic coherence is this just our beingness, our essence, what you are putting out there, what's radiating from inside of you, not the, I'm going to say, the mask that you put on over that energetic coherence to shapeshift into something that you're not, to fit into society. So, as a nurse practitioner and medical intuitive, I see how often people override their body's wisdom. The body speaks first and the mind argues second. So pay attention in your life when you have those little like twinges in your body. It's like your body is giving you messages, and what we automatically do is jump from being in your physical body, present right here, right now, jump into the mind. So we're no longer in the present moment, and we're trying to figure out what's going on and have a resolution and try to make sense out of it. This is where we stop the flow of what is our sovereign right. When you hop into your mind, you are getting out of the flow of your life. And I'm not saying it's a this or that. It needs to be merged together like the infinity sign, with one pole being the mind and one pole being the body, and constantly in feedback with each other so that they play nicely in the sandbox and they work together and not against each other. So let's talk about the conditioning that we received earlier in our lives from society, our parents, maybe ancestral lineage, maybe the government, maybe, the institutions. It's anything that's outside of ourselves. That conditions us, and it has a tendency to silence your inner authority, that wisdom and innate knowledge that you have within yourself. So where did you learn that someone else knows better? And whose approval still influences your decisions? You may be, in the latter season of your life, and your parents are still running the show, or somebody else is. Or, what happens in your body when you consider disappointing somebody? These are all things to take into consideration. Our cultural conditioning teaches compliance over clarity. It's like you need to fit in, even though it makes no sense to you. So do as I say, not as I do. When we experience trauma, it rewires the nervous system towards external safety. So are you in constant brace yourself mode for the other shoe to drop? That's an example of, a trauma that has rewired your nervous system. One of many. Approval addiction is often a survival pattern. Are those of you out there who are always wanting approval from other people or not trusting what you're getting and wanting to get some validation? And also, many high achieving, awakened souls outsource authority to experts, partners, and spiritual leaders. So, it's a coping mechanism to feel safe. And it's about unraveling that now to find out what it's going to take for you to feel safe. And actually, that's in the title of my new book that'll be coming out later this fall. So the nervous system lens, when your self-trust is low, the nervous system scans externally for safety cues. And when self-trust strengthens, safety becomes an internal orientation. So we're learning how to reset our nervous system so that you could feel safe no matter what's going on around you. So let's have a little experience so maybe you could get an idea of this. So just recall a decision where you knew the answer immediately but delayed. Where did the hesitation live in your body? Did you figure that out? Did you feel that? Well, there's no figuring out. It's more of a feel thing. So, if today's episode is stirring something within you, that's your inner authority waking up. And don't let it go quiet again. Remember, subscribe to the Dr. Dolores Show so these conversations like this continue strengthening your self-trust week after week. So I invite you to share this episode with someone who's ready to stop outsourcing their power, because awakening spreads through resonance. And your share might be the permission someone else has been waiting for. So follow, subscribe, and stay connected, because sovereignty isn't a one-time insight. It's a practice. So how our inner authority communicates is by subtle, steady, and clean responses. It rarely screams. What you need to know, fear does. So how does your body say yes, and how does your body say no? Do you recognize clarity as calm rather than excitement? What I'm going to tell you too is the communication occurs through sensation and feelings, expansion or contraction. When you're sitting with something, do you feel like you're expanding, or do you feel contracted and constricted? You might be getting repeating little nudges from your intuition. Remember, self-trust feels grounded. It's not dramatic. So we're getting ready to go on our first break of our episode, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, broadcasting live from beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And we're talking about our series, Sovereignty and Self-Trust. And today's episode is Your Inner Authority is online. So stay tuned, and we will share some more about sovereignty and self-trust. Stay tuned.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And before we went on break, we were talking about how your inner authority communicates. And today, our topic is sovereignty and self-trust. Your inner authority is online. So we were talking about how do you know if your body is saying yes or no. This is about, I want to touch on this too, because people talk about kinesiology and muscle testing. And this is, if you also take a pendulum and utilize that too, you could tell a yes or a no. But we're trying to teach people to feel that within your body. Now, does a yes feel, like your energy is expansive, or is it a no where it feels constricted and pulling in? This is about the somatic responses that are so essential and are going to help you retrain your vagus nerve, because your vagus nerve is going to respond to congruence, meaning that it's got to be in alignment. And when you act in alignment, your system softens. And when you override yourself, when you're trying to think about it, you pop out of that. Remember, you're in being mode. Now you're going into doing mode. You are trying to override the sensations you're having in your body, and what happens, you might feel some tension. Your energy will constrict. So that's something to keep in mind. And maybe this is something new that you're hearing for the first time. And I, invite you to take a deeper dive in as we go along. So why is it important that we override ourselves? Why do we do that? So I just have some questions to put out there for you. What are you afraid will happen if you fully trust yourself? Is self-doubt actually fear of consequence? And who might feel uncomfortable if you become sovereign? Are you a people pleaser where you're always bending over backwards and doing somersaults to accommodate everybody else and putting yourself at the end of your list if you make your list at all? Are you have a fear of rejection? not fitting in and feeling like you're going to be left out. I think there's a word for that. FOMO, fear of missing out. Do you fear loss? Maybe there's a fear of responsibility. Maybe you've taken on too much in your life, and maybe you've taken on responsibility for things that were never yours to be responsible for. There's a lot of us out there as well. I'm one of those. The fear of being too much or not enough. Have you ever been told by people you're just too much, or you feel like you're not worthy and you're not enough? So when you override yourself, you're creating internal fragmentation. And when you learn how to tap into your sovereignty, this restores the integration. It's almost like every time that you have a situation where you are trying to please somebody, you fear loss, it's like you lose a part of your soul and it's trying to do backflips, do what it can to make things nice and right and, excuse me, perfect. And when we lose parts of ourselves, they're fragments that are off in different places. And when we start working on ourselves and calling back those fragmented parts of ourselves, this is where our sovereignty becomes more integrated and we're operating from the true alignment of who we are. So I just want to reframe this for you a little bit. You are not confused. You are not conflicted between truth and conditioning. Okay. You are just waking up and deciding what to do and creating your next steps. So let's talk about some of these questions. What is a small decision you can make today without polling anybody or asking anybody for their input? And where can you practice clean nose in your life? And what would change if you trusted the first answer? Now, I remember taking tests when I was, in college and, high school and stuff like that. And, I used to hate those multiple guess questions because to me it was multiple guess. And, you would go for the first answer and then you would go through it and change the answer. And in essence, the first answer was that you picked was the right answer. And then, you change it. And so it's wrong. So it's very similar to how our mind works. It's just like we get a hunch and you kind of feel that this is right, but you doubt it. So you go into your mind and you try to figure out why it's not that. So this is where it stops right here, right now. So some of the simple things that you could do that are very practical is, start with low stakes decisions. If you have things going on in your life, start with the baby steps so it's not overwhelming. This is like going to be exercising that inner trust muscle so you become more and more confident as time goes on. And you might consider tracking your body signals in a journal. Say something comes up and you're just going to write it down and just, maybe take a deeper dive into how that feels in your body. Practice boundary statements without over explaining or even explaining. How many of us feel like we have to over explain ourselves? It's almost like justifying your existence. When you're sovereign, you don't need to do that. A boundary is a boundary. Yes means yes, and no means no, and you don't have to extrapolate on that. And if people have a problem with that, it's time to just walk away. So you have every right to say no and mean it, and every right to say yes and mean it without having to justify your existence and give people an explanation or splaining why. So the other thing is stop rehearsing justification. You don't need to be doing that. It drains you from who you are, even though you think you're clarifying it. If you're sovereign, you don't need to clarify and justify your existence. And just notice relief after aligned choices. So self-trust feels quieter over time. It stabilizes rather than spikes. So self-trust is quiet, and sometimes it's very subtle. And if you're not quiet and paying attention and in the present moment, you're going to miss that. And case in point, I'm here on vacation in Sedona, and I decided that I was going to go walk uptown, and I just got this inkling that I should go check out this spa at the end of the thing and possibly get a massage. I haven't had a massage in probably about 10 years, so I was well overdue. And much to my surprise, when I showed up, they had a vacancy, and I ended up getting a massage that um, was it was like a channeled massage. So the massage therapist would go to where I needed release from my physical body, because our body stores a lot of stuff. And trust me, there's probably a lot of stuff stored in there. And that was actually pretty cool, because on the table, I had some profound experiences where I was reliving my birth in this lifetime. And um, my mom was in labor with me for over 19 hours, and I just felt I was on the other side, and then I was funneled into this confined, dark place that I couldn't breathe in, and I was stuck, and I couldn't move, and it was scary, and I was holding my breath. And it's kind of interesting how I still do that in this lifetime. And I'm decades beyond that, but unconsciously, I still hold my breath. So it was a huge aha for me as to where that originated and how I could change that for myself right now. So, insight is powerful and integration is transformational. And if you're noticing patterns where you override yourself in relationships, health decisions, business choices, or boundaries, this is where we go deeper. In a private bridge session, we work at the level of your nervous system, your energetic field, and your lived patterns, not just your thoughts. And, as a nurse practitioner and a medical intuitive, I bridge medicine, intuition, and energy to help you heal in ways you never thought possible. You don't need more advice. You need alignment. So when you're ready to trust yourself fully and not occasionally, just visit my website, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, and book your session. Let's strengthen your inner authority together. So, what would life feel like when you reclaim your sovereignty? How would your relationships shift? What would your health feel like? You'll probably have cleaner decisions, less worry, rumination. You'll have boundaries without anger, calm conviction, nervous system stability, and magnetic presence. Your essence will just be present. Sovereign people do not force, they emanate. So just take a breath and imagine your inner authority as a steady light behind your heart. It has never gone out. It has been waiting for you to listen. So we're getting ready to go on our second break of the show, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, where we're talking about sovereignty and self-trust, a series. And today's segment is Your Inner Authorities Online. So stay tuned, and when we come back, We'll talk a little bit more, and then we're going to take a dive into an experiential guided meditation. So stay tuned and see you soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, your host. And we are celebrating my birthday this week in Sedona. So you notice I'm not in my office. So this is my traveling office for this next week. And tomorrow I get to go to the Grand Canyon, so I'm excited about that as well. So today we've been talking about sovereignty and self-trust. Your inner authority is online. And before we dive into the experiential portion of our episode, I want to just refresh the key takeaways from what we were talking about in the first two segments. Sovereignty is self-referencing, not self-isolating. Your inner authority has always been online, but have you been listening? Fear is loud, truth is clean, calm, and subtle. Overriding yourself creates nervous system tension. Self-trust strengthens through small, consistent choices and changes. So, if today's conversation has resonated with you, it may be because your inner authority is already activating. So join the Sovereignty and Self-Trust series on the Dr. Dolores Show, and all you need to do is like, subscribe, and share on your favorite listening platforms. And then if you're ready to strengthen your self-trust at a deeper level, I invite you to either book a bridge session with me, join the I'm Awake Now What membership community, and just visit my website and explore resources designed to help you heal in ways you never thought possible. So let's just take a dive into sovereignty and self-trust. Your inner authority is online. So just find a place where you can be uninterrupted for the next 7 to 10 minutes and just allow yourself to be, whether you're sitting, lying, and getting comfortable. And just take a slow breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. And allow your body to settle. Allow your shoulders to soften and let your jaw unclench. Allow your tongue to rest at the floor of your mouth. And take another breath in, slower this time. And as you exhale, imagine the noise of the world turning down just slightly. Not disappearing, just softening. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Not the physical heart alone, but the energetic space just behind it. There is a steady presence here. Not loud, not dramatic, steady. This is your inner authority. It has never gone offline. It has never left you. It has simply waited for you to listen. Take a breath and imagine a small light behind your heart. Not bright like a spotlight, more like a pilot light. Constant, reliable, and always on. Now gently ask yourself, what do I already know? Don't search for an answer. Don't force clarity. Just notice. Is there expansion? A subtle warmth? A quiet calm? Or maybe there is tension. The tension of realizing you've known something for a while. That tension is not failure. It is awareness. Now imagine every external voice, expectations, opinions, past authority figures, even well-meaning guidance. And just imagine turning the volume down on all of it. Not rejecting it, just lowering it. Like a knob on a radio. And as it quiets, notice what remains. Your breath, your body, that steady light. Sovereignty does not require you to fight anyone, including yourself. It only asks you to return to yourself. Now bring to mind one decision you've been circling. Don't analyze it. Simply place it in front of you like an object. Notice your body's first response. Does your body lean forward slightly? Or does it contract? Does your breath deepen or become shallow? Your body knows before your mind argues. And take another slow breath. And now imagine placing your hand over the steady light again. And say silently, I trust myself. And notice what happens. If resistance arises, that's okay. If relief arises, notice that too. Self-trust strengthens in safety. And safety is an inside job. Now imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet into the earth. You are supported not by consensus, not by approval, but by your own alignment. Your nervous system begins to soften when you choose yourself. Your boundaries become clearer when you trust yourself. Your decisions become simpler when you stop polling the world. And take one more breath and say, my inner authority is online. I am allowed to listen. I am allowed to act. And feel the steadiness of that light behind your heart. It has been there through every version of you. And it'll be there through every next step. And when you're ready, I invite you to gently wiggle your fingers, roll your shoulders, and open your eyes. Sovereignty is not something you achieve. It is something you remember. And welcome back, everybody. Did you gain any insights into maybe what's going on in your life and how you operate and where you are with exercising your trust muscle? So I'm going to leave you in the quiet of the essence of the meditation and go on to our next break, our last break of the episode already. And when we come back, we'll just wrap it up and gain some insight from my higher galactic self as to what's next for us all. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and we're talking about sovereignty and self-trust today. Your inner authority is online. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and we're broadcasting live today from Sedona, Arizona. And what a great way to start off our sovereignty and self-trust. I'm going to say episodes, because there are 4 or 5 of them that are coming on a weekly basis. So today we've been talking about your inner authority is online. And if this episode resonated, don't treat it like entertainment. Treat it as an activation, because it really was. The Sovereignty and Self-Trust series on the Dr. Dolores Show is designed to rewire how you relate to your power. Each episode builds on the next, and each conversation strengthens your clarity, boundaries, and embodied authority. So here's your next step. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming, and share this with someone ready to reclaim their voice. Maybe even book a bridge session with me if you're ready for more personal transformation, or join the I'm Awake Now What monthly membership that anchors this work in a community. You don't need more permission. You need consistency. Your inner authority is online. Let's keep strengthening that signal. So on today's episode, we talked about sovereignty is self-referencing, not self-isolation. Sovereignty is not about cutting yourself off from others or rejecting guidance. It's about no longer abandoning your own knowing in the presence of someone else's certainty. Notice that you're actually giving your power away when you bypass your own knowing and focus on somebody else's certainty. Okay. Sovereignty is not separation, it's internal cohesion. Your inner authority has always been online. You were not born doubting yourself. Self-trust was natural before conditioning layered over it. Reclaiming sovereignty isn't about building something new. It's about unmuting something ancient that has always been with you. Remember, number 3, fear is loud, truth is clean. Fear has urgency, truth has steadiness. Fear pushes, truth settles. Fear demands immediate resolution, truth waits, calm and available. Intuitive clarity feels grounded. Even if the decision is big, even if it disrupts others, It may stretch you, but it does not fragment you. Truth feels clean in the body. Number 4, overriding yourself creates nervous system tension. For every time you say yes when you mean no, your body records it. Every time you silence your instinct to avoid discomfort, your nervous system compensates. Sovereignty is not just spiritual, it's somatic. And self-trust strengthens through small, consistent choices. Self-trust is not rebuilt through one bold declaration. It is strengthened through repetition. And over time, the volume of self-doubt decreases naturally, not because you silenced it, because you stopped feeding it. So just remember this. Sovereignty is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you were before the world taught you to second guess yourself. Many awakened souls believe they need more healing, more clarity, more certainty. But often what is required is simpler. It's stop abandoning yourself. The moment you trust yourself, decisions simplify, boundaries stabilize, relationships recalibrate, and your presence becomes magnetic. You stop performing alignment, you start embodying it. And here is the deeper truth. When you reclaim your sovereignty, you do not become harder, you become steadier. You don't become louder, you become clearer. You do not become separate, you become integrated. Your nervous system begins to experience safety from within, and when safety becomes an inside job, life feels less like management and more like participation. Your inner authority is not waiting for permission. It is waiting for a partnership with you. So I'm going to leave you with your quote. Your inner authority has always been online. The only shift required is that you listen. And let's go to my highest galactic self and see what she had to share with us today. I gotta find my notes here. You were not, beloved, you were not meant to show up in this world broken to be fixed. You were here to be available to receive all the wisdom that is innately yours. Through moving through your life and your experiences, your doubt and your insecurities were, I'm going to say, were aligned to allow you to fit in to society and not feel alone or abandoned. That time is shifting and changing. Those important aspects of who you are necessary right here and right now for you to move forward. It is time to embrace those pieces of yourself that have been fragmented off for way too long and allow those fragmented pieces to reincorporate into that beautiful light that is within you. So continue to walk forward on your path and shine your light, your sovereign right, that essence that's within you, that has the answers for you as you move forward on your journey. So I leave you with this. I love you, I appreciate you, and know you're being heard. You are worthy.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.